What is a chain-weighted index for PCE inflation? Imagine trying to track how much prices are changing for everything you buy over time. That's what a chain-weighted index for personal consumption expenditures does. It helps us see how inflation really affects what people buy and how their spending habits shift. The Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index is a broad way to measure inflation in the United States. Unlike some other measures that stick to a fixed list of goods, the chain-weighted index updates what people buy each period. If the price of a certain item jumps and consumers buy less of it, the index adjusts to reflect that change. This makes the inflation picture more accurate because it shows how people respond to rising prices by switching to cheaper options. The term chain-weighted refers to how the index is calculated. Instead of comparing prices to a fixed base year, it links data from one period to the next. This chaining process allows the importance, or weight, of each item to change over time. The most common method used is called the Fisher Ideal Index, which averages price changes from both the current and previous periods. This way, the index reduces bias that can happen when weights stay fixed for a long time. In practice, the chain-weighted personal consumption expenditures index tends to be less volatile than other measures like the Consumer Price Index. It covers a wider range of goods and services, including those paid for indirectly, like health care covered by insurance. Because it updates regularly, it captures consumers switching to cheaper alternatives when prices go up. The Federal Reserve watches this index closely, especially the core version that excludes food and energy prices, which tend to fluctuate a lot. The core PCE index is seen as a good indicator of underlying inflation trends. It helps policymakers decide whether to raise or lower interest rates to keep inflation in check. For everyday understanding, the chain-weighted PCE index shows how inflation impacts what you buy and how you adapt your spending. It's a useful tool because it reflects real-world changes, not just fixed prices. It gives a clearer picture of how prices are changing and how consumers respond to those changes over time. To sum up, the chain-weighted personal consumption expenditures index is a flexible and consumer-focused way to measure inflation. It adjusts for shifts in what people buy, giving us a more realistic view of how price changes affect the economy and household budgets.